All right, guys, it's Copper Cutlass and it's Sunday Fun Day. So here's what we got going on. We got this 700R4 all apart. We didn't find any major catastrophic failure. Even this crappy sun shell was not busted. Again, this truck, the transmission that this truck came out of really isn't abused. It's used for light load stuff like maybe an entire truckload of mulch for his rental property, his house, and my house. He usually does mulch for me. He bought this truck off a used car lot. I don't know, maybe, I mean, he's had it longer than I've been here, so I'm going to guess he probably bought this truck about 20 years ago. And it doesn't have a whole lot of, it doesn't get a lot of mileage. He just kind of tools it around town. But it wouldn't shift out of first. And I will be honest with you, I don't know a whole lot about the 700R4, but when we took it apart, the first thing we found, and it's one of the first things you got to take out, is the governor was stuck. So that right there is like, okay, that explains why I wouldn't get out of gear. You could say you could easily just fix that in the car, but my neighbor was figuring it out on him by himself. I didn't have a lot of time, but my buddy was over here one day, my buddy Tim, and we were working on his transmission, and we kind of offered up to rebuild the 700R4 for him. And as long as he bought the rebuild kit and dropped it and took it out and put it in himself. We're not doing all that. We're doing this. So, again, we found that the governor was stuck. And the 3/4 clutch was completely smoked, which apparently is really common with the 700R4. There are some remedies for it, but you know what? For the use that this truck has, we're just going to go ahead, do new steels, new clutches. Every single clutch pack is getting replaced at this point because we have the rebuild kit. And it's a standard rebuild kit, nothing major. We're not even going to replace the bushings because they're actually still fairly new. Again, this transmission was rebuilt, I think, 2003 based off of the tag on the torque converter. And it kind of makes sense with the time frame of when he bought it. It came from a used lot, so they probably said, hey, just do a quick rebuild, blah, blah, blah. We could sell this truck and get it out of our hands, right? And for what he uses it for, hauling mulch, all that shit, it's going to be perfectly fine. I've rebuilt Turbo 350s. The Turbo 350 in my Pontiac finally took a crap like over 12 years later. I think I actually know the problem on that, and that's my fault because it's a limited. I'm not going to get into it. But that will come apart too, though, guys, for you. So don't worry about that. But besides that, really, the rest of the transmission's good. The pump is in good shape. None of the bushings are absolutely beat out of it. So we're just going to go ahead, throw this little rebuild kit back together, make sure that all the clearances are correct, make sure the governor is free. We're going to polish it, clean it. And I did advise him. I told him, I'm like, hey, the new governor is like almost as much as your rebuild kit. And we do need a new speed sensor possibly, but I'm like, for now we'll reuse the old one because it was kind of dry and it just kind of, we chipped it up pretty good on the way out. I try to be careful, but it still has the lock for the side. We didn't hurt any of the actual magnetic part, so hopefully we can get this to stay in and it'll be good and it'll be fine and we'll just be able to reuse it. But I told him, I'm like, hey, it got hurt on the way out. So yeah, so hopefully next week we'll be putting this all together. I'll be cleaning it during the week and move forward with that. I was doing some work around the house today. My stuff's still at the machine shop. I haven't heard anything back. I did tell him, like, hey, no rush, so no big deal. I did do an oil change on the olds. I think I mentioned that stuff in yesterday's video. And today was just making good on my end. And I wanted to show you guys something because, we're trying to do some of the diag work on the 700R4. And I have this book, which is like, I don't know if anybody knows a mechanic with the last name Fries that worked at an Oldsmobile dealership, but this is a great piece of this tells you how this transmission is supposed to work. I wish I could get this for the 700R4. I don't know if it's available or if any of you guys out there know if it is, but that would be really cool because this actually tells you how everything is supposed to work, right? And there's notes in here, but this is what I really like about this. This is in some of the other HP books do have this, but it's condensed. This is big. It's 2 pages for this. It tells you the power flow in neutral or park, you know, first gear, drive in low range, what's applied, what's not, what it should be doing, what it does. You know, it shows you the gear sets, the movements. This is very indispensable. I mean, this is, I picked this up at a swap meet for $10. And, you know, I'm kind of trying to find out, because the manual that I have tells me how to disassemble the transmission, where to look for damage, how to assemble it, but it doesn't explain how the transmission actually operates. And this is what I really like. So I can kind of cross-reference this a little bit to the Turbo 350, as I believe the 700R4 still has the blessing from the Turbo Hydromatic division. And but again, here is, you know, this is the mechanic highlighted all this stuff with a crayon or some form of coloring apparatus. You can see there's 2 different flow paths here. He's got one in yellow, one in red. Now he's added blue, yellow, red, and it explains everything, what the upshifts should do. He made notes in here like applies forward clutch, low reverse roller clutch on. And my guess is that he did this because this is kind of how I work. You have to visualize everything, right? And again, like here's the regulator or the governor. It tells you, which does it kind of regulates line pressure based off of centrifugal force. As these weights here open up, this valve moves up and down. And here, let me zoom in a little bit. And you got 3 fluid passageways. And depending on where these weights are located is where the openings on that valve are going to be to allow fluid flow and path. So you can see it comes down from the pump mainly, goes through here, goes through a couple other areas, it comes up, goes through the governor. But the governor does one thing, modulator does another. So I think the modulator is the 1-2 accumulators here, the modulators here. This would be in your valve body. So again, you know, here is another more in-depth with the 1-2 shift valve, the 2-3 accumulator, the 1-2. So this is drive range second. Again, this is just really, really awesome, you know, literature from GM. This was a mechanics. I bought it at a swap meet for $10. I don't think it was from the actual mechanic, but you know, you see, we got a lot of technical reference stuff. You know, the old Mondello book. You know, I got carburetor sheets here, and I actually just found some flow sheets down here. So that I've been looking for that. Yeah. Point being is, for you 700R guys, for you 700R4 guys, let me know what you think. It seems like the 3-4 clutch failure is really common. Our sun shell is actually not broken. So I think the issue is just the governor. It wasn't shifting out of first, and I think the 3-4 was just common failure. Clutches are absolutely gone, but overall, nothing is broken. So we're just going to put it back together. So on that note, I'll let you guys go. Share, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram as Copper Cutlass, and share, you know, one of the cooler videos. But this is kind of, you guys know, this is what we do. We kind of work on stuff. I don't really like filming while I work. But if I fuck up, I'll definitely let you guys know. And when we take apart the Pontiac, because the Pontiac is going to come apart this fall. I mean, everything's going to come off of that car. It's just going to be a body and a frame. The rear end's coming out, engine's coming out, transmission's coming out. We're going to be going through all of that. The engine I'm going to keep is like the very first engine I ever really built. And I've had that's been in use since like 2007. It's been in my Olds, it's been in the Pontiac, but we got to get the 427 done. And I think the transmission has some issues with it. I built that transmission like 12 years ago, and it's had a lot of abuse. I raced with it, drove it everywhere, and then it ended up found its way into the Pontiac. And then the rear end, I think, it needs a rebuild. I actually talked to my buddy Brian Trick, and he kind of told me what I should put in there for what I want, because I've never really. I'm building it new, so I kind of needed like, hey, what bearing set for this, that, and the other. I've always kind of used posi units, used factory gears, stuff like that. So like going on in all new on this is going to be a different kind of experience, and that's kind of what the theme is going to be. I think for the Pontiac is we're going to be building a nice nice piece that is going to give us hopefully longer life and better performance. That car has been up and running since my dad retired 10 years ago. And then I ended up with it because he just lost his storage space. So I've kind of enjoyed the car here and there. But I kind of wish to include it more in our racing operation where, maybe we'll run one car in one class and then, jump in the car, drive it to run another class. And we're going to be racing two different cars. But hey, that's the only way that stuff really gets used around here is if we're racing it, because really, I'm not a cruise show, car show and shine kind of guy that's boring, sitting down. I get bored real easy. That's why I'm always busy. So, yeah. So that's going to be the theme with the Pontiac. And I kind of, I had an epiphany with that. And I don't want to shortcut that car. It may be down for a year or longer, but it's going to be done right. And we're going to put everything I've learned from the olds into the Pontiac. But the Pontiac is probably all around going to have like way better parts because the olds is still very heavily built with a lot of used stuff. So, we just made it work. But now it's like, well, this is the graduation build. We get to do it. And it might take a little bit of time, but I kind of want to go that way with it. So anyway, I'll let you guys go. Share, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Scott. I've rambled on way too long. So watch it. I am impressed that some of you guys watch. And the views are down, but the time watch is up. So that's pretty cool. So I'll let you guys go.